Right, welcome to the first video in this series. It's going to be a series where I'm going to document my journey. I'm going to share my thoughts and just about life and business, and it'll also give me the opportunity, it'll give me something to look back on in 5-10 years time, see how far I've come, and also see the memories and look back on the journey. And there's from speaking with a lot of people who are 5-10 years down the line, one of the things that they really wish they did was document the journey, and also as well start building a brand sooner. So that's kind of what I'm trying to do here. And yeah, so a few things I kind of want to talk about today. One is definitely going to be the move to Marbella and why we moved here. Two, where we're currently at with the business. Three, some things that I've been working on, and then four, some probably more business talk, being completely honest with you. So I do like to talk about that quite a lot, but yeah, I'm going to kick things off, just start talking about why we moved to Marbella. So I know we've all probably heard the saying that your network is your net worth, and it's always been a goal of mine to move over here. It's been a goal of mine for about a year now, and yeah, very fortunate, blessed that it came to fruition there. Only 3 weeks ago I moved over, and it's been quite busy since we did. I've been to a few events, playing a lot of paddle, still hitting the gym, and yeah, I think we're very grateful for the network that we've built and the communities that we're in. I think a large driver of coming over to Marbella was the fact that we joined A Players Club probably this time last year is when we joined, and this is the kind of the hub, and this is where a lot of us live. So being able to surround yourself with the right people and people who are in line with where you are and where you want to go in life, I think it's a huge advantage. You know, it's only going to mean more growth for you as a person and as a business owner. And yeah, putting yourself in we've been blessed and we're very grateful that we put ourselves in the right room. It's created a tremendous amount of opportunities for us. We've met some amazing people, some people like some of our best friends and who we're going to be friends for life. Through putting ourselves in the right rooms, through joining communities like A Players, and yeah, I can't emphasize enough how important that is. Like, I'll give you an example. We joined A Players last year, and through joining A Players, we not only have the opportunity to work with A Players now ourselves and run their ads, and I can discuss that shortly, but we also, through A Players, is where we met the guys from AST, Josh, Warren and David, and we got the opportunity to start working with them. They're one of our partners now too, and that's been fun, and that's been an amazing opportunity for us. We're definitely not where we hoped to be in terms of money, in terms of revenue, but that's absolutely fine as well. I think over the last month or two, especially over the last month, we've really knuckled down and asked the hard questions of ourselves. And I think one of the biggest mistakes we were making as a business was we were trying to collect the short-term fruit. We were trying to pick up a few retainers here and there that would benefit us in the short term, but had no place in our long-term vision. And I was on a call, it was actually an A Players call about 2 or 3 weeks ago, probably over a month ago now, with a guy called Casey Adams, and he was speaking on it. One thing he said that really stuck with me was, if you're not optimizing for the long term, what are you optimizing for? So myself and Andrew, sat down. We obviously needed to decide, okay, it's like, where do we want the business to go? And we already knew essentially where we wanted it to go and who we wanted to work with, the kind of businesses, the kind of people. We had that all vision already in place, and we weren't doing that. We were being our own worst enemies, thinking in the short term, just trying to pick up a bit of revenue here and there, and that was what I think was slowly killing us, because we weren't focusing. And I think it's super important that you just focus on one business model, one niche, and deliver exceptional results. And that was a key shift for us. And what I realized, when you actually do that, it's like, just come over here, and when you actually decide to just focus and put all your energy into that one thing, you start to see more opportunities. Number one, yourself, and number two, more opportunities start being presented to you, and kind of things you might have been ignorant to, because you were so busy being pulled in all these different directions when you were trying to pick up a little bit of revenue here, a little bit of revenue there, and really getting yourself nowhere. And in saying all of that, I do think this has been our biggest period of growth, and I'm saying that even outside of the money, because it's not all about just the money. And I think one of the big things that we've done is, number one, focused, and number two, the two of us we're working very hard on our mindset. Mindset was a big thing for us. It was a big thing for me as well, personally as well. Getting out of home. I think a real key emphasis on that was when I was coming over here, is put myself in uncomfortable situations. That would help me to grow, and also really understanding that I need to work on my mindset, some of these limiting beliefs that I had when I was coming out of Kilkenny in Ireland and coming over here. And you definitely notice when you do come over here, like the energy, the environment, the wealth is absolutely insane, and it really opens up your mind to the kinds of opportunities and the kind of money and the wealth that's actually out there. And it will force you to be better. And that's what also forces you to be better, is when you're putting yourself into the right rooms and in with the right people as well. They're going to force you to be better. Like, some of our friends are doing seven figures a year. They're collecting 6 figures a month. Like, they're 5-10 steps ahead of where we are, and and we're surrounding ourselves with those kind of people. That's only going to make you be better and drive you to want to achieve that as well, for example. And yeah, like, I really can't emphasize the importance of putting yourselves into the right room and the environment. And it is very, very cliche, but your network is your net worth. It is true. And surrounding yourself with the right people is vital for your personal development and your business development also. Is there anything else I wanted to touch on? My mind is after drawing blank. No, I don't think so. Don't think there's anything else for now. It's my first video, kind of drew a blank. But yeah, growth is not just about money either. As I was saying, I still feel like this was our biggest period of growth, despite the fact that we may not have seen the returns or the growth in terms of the money. And on top of that then as well, I really do feel like we're on the verge of something really special and really breaking through that ceiling and scaling very, very hard. I think we're just on the cusp now of a strong period of growth, and that comes down to the fact that we are able to sit down, ask ourselves the hard questions. We made a few hard decisions as well along the way that are going to benefit us, and like, essentially we took the hit in the short term for the benefit in the long term, because short-term thinking is going to lead to short-term results, and obviously long-term thinking is going to lead to long-term results. And I think when you're in business, especially in business, you have to be willing to spend 5 years doing that one thing without any guaranteed success. That's a frame of mind that I always like to take when it comes to business and kind of the expectations, because I know a lot of people get into the space, and I was guilty of this at the very, very beginning as well. You get into the space and you think it's going to be, I bought him on Gadget's course in Educate, for example, and just my mindset going into that course was, I'm going to do this course and then I'm going to make 10k in 6 months, 10k per month in 6 months. And that's really not the reality of the situation. And so that was a big mindset shift to me as well, is really starting to think in the long term. Be willing to do this for 5 to 10 years without any guaranteed success. And if you do this day in, day out with that mindset, the reality of it is that it's unreasonable that you don't succeed. And that's another takeaway that has really helped us in terms of like a mindset shift, and it improved our decision making as well, because we stopped optimizing for the short term. Like when we were trying to just pick up little retainers here and there from contractors, for example, it wasn't doing us any. It would actually probably would have affected our business if we continued doing that. It would probably have affected our business more in the long term negatively than it would have positively. You would have got a few retainers on the front end, and that's great. But like I said earlier on in the video, if you're not optimizing for the long run, what are you actually optimizing for? And yeah, there were some key decisions, like moving over to Marbella, focusing on that one thing, committing to that long-term vision. I think there are a few key decisions, I think, that have really allowed us. I'm working on our mindset as well. I think there are three or four big things that will help us and have helped us grow a lot in this period. And the money is going to reflect that then as well down the line. There's no doubt about that. But yeah, that's all for this video. I'm going to try to do this on a weekly basis. We're just heading into Q3 now, and yeah, then next week then we can update you on some of the plans for Q3, where see yourselves going over the next quarter, and then maybe look towards the end of the year. Obviously do a bit of a debrief on the week as well, kind of how it went, what went well, how can we improve. But yeah, that can all be discussed next week, and I think doing this on a weekly basis would be the goal. But yeah, thanks for watching.